Hey guys, welcome to ANS Solver. Today we'll be doing the concept of the sum of independent Poisson variables, which is a subtopic in the chapter of linear combinations of random variables. This is a really simple concept, no need to worry. So basically, you need to know the Poisson distribution chapter, which was the first chapter in statistics, okay, in A levels, okay, for this concept. So basically, in the question, they'll give you an independent variable x, which has a Poisson distribution, okay, with a lambda 1, and they'll give you an independent variable y, okay, which is distributed with a Poisson distribution with a lambda 2. Okay, now you need to know that if you have two independent variables, x plus y, okay, will be distributed as Poisson as lambda 1 plus lambda 2. Okay, this will basically be the distribution of x plus y. This is what you need to know. And you know that lambda 1 plus lambda 2 will give you another lambda or total lambda, correct, which will basically be x plus y, okay, with a Poisson of the lambda total, which is basically 1 plus 2, correct. And now you know that in Poisson distribution the mean and variance both is the lambda. So basically in this case, this is both the mean, okay, and the variance. Okay, this is basically what you need to know. Okay, so now what you need to do is, I'll give you one example. Okay, this is an example. Okay, so x has a Poisson distribution, okay, with a lambda 2, and y has a Poisson distribution, okay, with 3.5. Now what you need to know is, you need to know that the p of x plus y, you need the probability of x plus y being less than 3. This is basically the question, correct. So what you need to do is, basically in this case, you first need to calculate the total lambda of x plus y, correct. So that total lambda will be equal to the lambda of x plus the lambda of y, which will be equal to 2 plus 3.5, which will be equal to 5.5, correct. So this is basically your total lambda which you have. Now you need to recall the Poisson distribution formula, which is e raised to minus lambda into lambda raised to x over x factorial, correct. Now you need to see what you need to calculate. You need x plus y to be less than 3. Less than 3, you know the lower limit starts from 0. So you need the probability of x being equal to 0 plus the probability of x being equal to 1 plus the probability of x being equal to 2, correct, because you can't include 3 because it's strictly less than 3. So now you can write this as e raised to minus 5.5, correct, plus e raised to minus 5.5 into 5.5 plus e raised to minus 5.5 into 5.5 raised to 2 over 2 factorial. Now to calculate this, you might be knowing the calci trick, but I'll go over it again. Okay, so basically on the calci, what you need to do is, you simply need to click on shift, okay, and you need to first click on shift and then you click on the log button, which basically looks something like this. So when you do that, you basically get a summation sign, correct, with a lower limit here, an upper limit there, and here you basically write e raised to minus 5.5 into 5.5 raised to x over x factorial, and here you are calculating the summation from 0 to 2. So you write 0 here, you write 2 here. So x will take all the values from 0 and 2 inclusive, and to write an x you need to click on alpha, okay, and the closing bracket sign. Correct? This is what you need to write. So now when I write that on the calci, okay, so I'll just repeat e raised to minus 5.5, okay, into 5.5 the whole raised to x over x factorial between 0 and 2, and when you click on equal to, you basically get your answer as 0.08837, which is basically 4. Correct? This is what you basically get as your answer. Okay, so this is basically the final answer of your question. Correct? So this is what you basically need to know. Agreed? So the most important thing is you just need to know that if you have two independent variables x and y, the lambda will just be lambda plus lambda to give a final lambda. And then you need to use your Poisson distribution knowledge, okay, to get the answer. Okay, so you'll have many past paper questions also regarding this. So even if you get stuck, we provide video solutions, okay, for the the past paper, so you can easily view, okay, the video solutions and get a mastery of this chapter. Now in the next video, we'll do the most important concept, which is basically the final concept of this chapter. So please view the next video. Thank you very much for watching.